One of those special hidden gems in Boston is the Massachusetts Historical Society, which has roots that go all the way into the beginnings of this country.
The Massachusetts Historical Society is an independent research library. It's a nonprofit corporation founded in 1791 to collect, preserve, and make available sources for the history of America. So it collects manuscripts, personal papers of individuals and families, and then a whole range of historical materials, artifacts, paintings, books and pamphlets, maps and newspapers, but all here to support research on these manuscript collections that we hold.
There's tons and tons of material at the Massachusetts Historical Society, and it doesn't end in the 18th or even early 19th century. It's ongoing.
When I'm in the archives of a place like the Massachusetts Historical Society, it's really the documents, it's the things that were there at the beginning that really engage you in the past. And inevitably in your research, you stray beyond the topic at hand and see things that intrigue you.
I have never spent a day at the Massachusetts Historical Society doing research, talking to the staff, that I haven't come away with an idea I didn't have before I went in that morning.
Among about 3,600 separate collections that we hold of manuscripts, there are true treasures. The most important document in the collection of the Historical Society is the first printing of the Declaration of Independence.
While we're most known for having the Adams Family papers, we also have Thomas Jefferson's personal papers, and in fact, we have letters from every single president up until George Bush.
We have the Adams Family papers, the papers of President John and John Quincy Adams, but perhaps even more important, their relatives and family, so that we have a sort of complete picture of their lives and that of their descendants over many generations. This is a physically enormous collection, but extraordinarily important for understanding American history from the time of the founding of the United States.
It was the Adams book, my John Adams book, that made me appreciate, as never before, the breadth and the value, the extreme value of the collections and of the people who work there.
The staff at the Massachusetts Historical Society could not be more helpful. And that is such a relief when you're starting out in research, because you're not sure where you're headed. You're not sure what's there. And to have helpful people who are enthusiastic and engaged themselves makes all the difference in the world.
The accessibility to these documents is absolutely essential. You can read a history book and learn, obviously, something. But if you then touch the actual documents, read them for yourselves, that's where you really begin to learn and appreciate.
You're not only holding a letter that John Adams wrote, you're holding a letter Thomas Jefferson in Charlottesville, Virginia, read.
Being able to touch history and to feel history, documents that have shaped and directed this country, to have those documents here in Boston for everyone's use was amazing.
Well, I'm actually a Californian, and I was drawn to New England for college and to stay here because, you know, there's a real sense that this is the beginnings of our country.
I think as Bostonians, we're very lucky, and people don't realize what's in their backyard.
The Historical Society, over the last few years, it's reached out to a wide audience of people who have an interest in history but are not necessarily studying it in an academic setting. So we offer seminars where papers are circulated and discussed, lectures on a range of historical subjects, and then in related fields in American literature. We also offer programs for students and especially teachers of American history at the secondary level.
We decided that to have maximum impact that we would train teachers. So we trained thousands of teachers and therefore tens of thousands of students.
The Massachusetts Historical Society, which is free, doesn't charge you anything to go in and work there, is every bit as rich a source of education as any repository of intellectual or academic treasures.
A study of the past gives you an important perspective. This helps you understand not only your present, but the future choices you're going to have to make. And it's not really just a single person. It's a person as part of a citizenry and as part of a country.